Welcome back to the morning show here on the Rise News channel. And entrepreneurship has become a buzzword, causing more and more people to start businesses with the hope to become Bill Gates or Aliko Dangote in just a few years. Statistics, however, show that it's not as easy as we think, with more than 50% of businesses failing within their first 5 years. Our next guest, Eminiem Inegbedion, will be telling us all about what to do 6 weeks to start up to ensure we don't become a statistic. Welcome to the show, Eminiem.
Thank you.
Okay, 6 weeks to start up. What should a startup know 6 weeks to start up?
I think that a lot of us, when we started our business, we just started. And I think that it's important that there's a firm foundation before you decide to start up your business. So there's a lot of things that include sales, marketing, legal aspects. There's so many things that you should actually have set down before you actually launch. So these are the things that we start up.
So what are one or two things a startup should know?
They should register their businesses. And you should know what kind of business that you're going to start. So that would indicate what kind of business you should register, and that's usually with a legal firm or, a lawyer who can advise you for that. And you should also know that it is not so easy to start a business.
I was going to talk about that. I saw your Instagram post and you're like, starting a business is so easy, said no entrepreneur ever. So do you think a lot of businesses they're not ready before they start and they think they're ready?
It's a fine line. So sometimes you might just be sitting back waiting for the perfect scenario to start your business. But I think that just some things that need to be done before you start. So like I said, you need to actually register the business. Sometimes we start it off as a hobby. So when it starts off as a hobby like that, you're not really sure whether it's going to become a business. But as it grows, once it's getting to that point where it looks like it's going to start becoming a business, then you should put some things in place. Because, if people come after you, it's going to be very difficult. Also, like putting contracts and things like that in place, because you can start negotiating with somebody, or you can employ someone. And if you don't have all the contracts in place, that could bite you in the back later on.
We're in a society where a lot of businesses are conducted verbally.
Exactly.
So it's like, I call you, please supply this, and you're like, okay, I'll supply it, and you supply it, and I give you a check, and that's
then the day
it.
they don't supply, what happens?
So
there's nothing.
How important is a contract?
I think it's really important from my experience, because sometimes, I'll start doing something for somebody, and I birthed 6 weeks to start up out of issues that I had as an entrepreneur. And basically, I could engage someone in a business, and eventually I find out that there's some things that I didn't say that I just thought the person would know, So I'd assume that that you're supposed to pay me in a week or something like that, based on my thoughts, but I didn't express that to you. And so I can't really come back to you and start getting upset with you because you didn't know what was in my mind. So if we have everything listed out, on a contract, we've both signed it, we both know what we're supposed to be doing, then it makes everything clearer as well.
So what exactly is 6 weeks to start up? Is it a company? Is it a movement?
It's
a
community.
Okay.
And basically, I'm here to help women who are starting or launching their businesses and don't know where to start, don't know what to do. And then sometimes they just need advice on moving from one stage to the next stage. They need resources. For example, social media can be very scary. You don't know how to market your business and things like that. So that's the kind of resources and advice that I give to women who are about to launch or who have just started launching.
Okay, why women though? There are some men out there
I just
that
want to
clueless.
focus. I just chose a focus. I think sometimes it's good to niche down. You can't provide your services to the whole world. So you have to just decide, okay, these are the set of people that I want to work with. And that's why it's not discriminatory or anything. And I also know that, a lot of women are the ones who are the backbones of small businesses.
Right.
Men, a lot of them, they're thinking really big. And we're just, wanting to just support our families and just, at least be able to live a generally happy life. So we start small businesses, some people on the side. And so I just want to help them, because sometimes you start and the struggle is just a lot. And you just need someone to sort of like walk you in the right direction.
Okay, we'll come to your businesses in a minute because you have quite a number of them.
Yes,
but how do you reach these women?
I mostly use Instagram.
So that's my question. Like
Yes, that's
some
my
of
platform.
some of these women don't even have access to like internet and like social media.
Yes.
So are you targeting like the middle class?
I think a lot of people have access to data nowadays and access to these because if you check, like even my house help, she has access to Facebook and WhatsApp and you know, so with that I think that there are quite a number of people on there. But I also want to start hosting like live workshops and hopefully that will be able to target women who are not, you know, social media savvy, so that they can then come and have these live experiences and hopefully then they can hear about it.
Okay, what's your background?
Okay, when you say what's my background?
What did you study in school?
Okay, so I studied computing and information systems in university, and then I have an MBA as well that I did after that. And so I wanted to marry technology with business. I just didn't want to be a tech person. And for a while I worked with Ericsson and Motorola in the telecoms field.
Right.
And then I fell in love with photography. And I quit my job to follow my passion, you know. And that I've been doing and still doing that. But through the years, I figured other things that I love. And that's how I started all these other businesses.
Things that you've done.
Yes.
And one of the other things you've done is start a Montessori school.
Yes.
But your photography, what do you have like a particular object? Like, so you know how they're wedding photographers and they're like, so what do you photograph?
So I started off being a wedding photographer. It was the most popular thing to do. It was the most lucrative at that time as well. And then I realized that I didn't really enjoy it. It's a lot of work and you're on your feet from morning to night. And I couldn't express my creativity as much as I wanted to through events kind of photography. So then I niched down and I started doing pregnancy and newborn and babies. Yes. So I have a lot of like pregnancy, newborn, mommy and baby pictures and stuff like that.
Daddy, again.
That, well, in the family, so I do family portraits. Daddy's in there. So I think I'm called, in this life, I'm called for women and children, yes. But yeah, in the family sense, you have the dad in there as well. And then, yeah, that's, and then for 6 weeks to start off, I do a lot of corporate headshots.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, and then your Montessori school.
Yes.
Why did you choose a Montessori school?
I like the philosophy behind Montessori. I think that growing up in Nigeria, it was just, you know, you sit down and then your teacher is in front of you and she's telling you exactly what you need to learn. And it's almost like rote memory. We're just memorizing stuff. We're not really falling in love with learning. And with the Montessori method, they really actually, they fall in love with learning. You let them explore, you let them play, and they learn through play a lot. They learn through using their hands. All the materials are prepared for them to learn every single aspect that they need to learn. So they're not going to miss out on anything by being in charge of what they want to learn. So,
and has this been proven to be better than the traditional school setting?
From my experience, and if you notice, a lot of schools have started taking on some Montessori principles. So in the past, you wouldn't have classrooms with little chairs and little tables, and the children wouldn't be able to reach the shelves. You know, they would wait for the teacher to give them exactly what they wanted. So now they can reach anything in the classroom. They can, you know, explore anything they want to explore. So I think that some of the principles have definitely been adopted by the mainstream schools. So I believe that, you know, Montessori is a really
Are there any other businesses we don't know of?
I think that's it, if I remember now.
Okay, so back to business. Now, someone has the passion for, say, baking, and then she decides, or she doesn't even decide, they put pressure on her, like, you bake so well, your cakes are so tasty, meat pie is so delicious, all of that, you should start a business. How does this person now create a vision board for that business? How does person go about or go from just baking for pleasure to now baking for business?
For business. I think it's better, first of all, to identify that there is a need for you to bake in the first place. So if you're in a community where people don't eat cake, for example, or don't eat the things that you would be baking, then then it's a waste of time to actually go into that kind of business. So I think the first thing with businesses, they need to identify the problems in the society. And so if you notice that, okay, there are lots of people who enjoy eating cake, and there might be many other cake businesses in the same vicinity. What are they doing that you are not doing? So the first thing you need to do is your research. So maybe go to these companies or go to these places, eat there, buy their cakes, watch their customer experience and see if there's something that is missing that they're not providing. Is there a sort of like if they're providing vanilla cakes and there's this kind of special cake that you make that everybody loves. So something that will be different, right, that you can provide. And then who are the kinds of people that are buying these cakes? Who is my target market? You need to figure, who your target market is, what the problem is, what you can be providing that is different for that target market. And then you can decide to, okay, let me start small and do sort of like a little test run to see if people will actually buy my products. And then if they do, then at least you're a bit sure that, once you actually launch, there are people, you have a ready market who's going to come to you.
Right. Yeah. And how do these entrepreneurs prepare realistic goals for themselves?
I always say start small. You have a big dream in mind, but just start with what you have. So, for example, if you only have 50K, you won't plan to make, cakes worth 100K because you're not going to be able to, I really love the story of the moi moi lady. I don't know if you've heard about her.
No.
And she started with 1,000 naira and she made moi moi, and she made moi moi for like a friend. And then that friend paid her and then she made moi moi. And that's how she grew from 1,000 naira. Now she's really like doing well. Her story is on YouTube and stuff. Yeah, so you can watch it. Yeah, it's really good.
Okay. So now this is the still on that topic. This is like the microwave generation. Everybody wants to be successful quickly. How can an entrepreneur sustain himself? Like, what's the mindset the person should have when things are not going so well?
I think that's why it's important to be passionate about what it is that you're doing, so that even on the days where things just look so, they don't look good, that it's something that when you wake up in the morning, you still have that drive to be able to keep going, because it will be hard. It will be very hard, because success is not overnight, not for anyone. So I know that people imagine that, once it starts, there's so many people who want to buy. Like that lady now, she might have like everyone telling her, we're going to buy your cakes when you're, starting. But once she starts, she's sitting down there and there's nobody coming to buy it. Exactly. Yeah. So you just need to know that time will tell how it's going to go, but also it's just to pull through and just to like keep yourself motivated, really. Yeah.
Do you suggest that people, I don't know, get degrees for this passion that they have? So Nigeria is all about like, okay, I have this certificate in this, and I'm certified in this, and I'm certified in that. So let's take, for example, somebody who is a self-taught makeup artist. Does the person have to now get certified? I don't know if that's the best example to use.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I don't really think being certified is necessary sometimes. If there's some skills need certification. So, for example, a teacher will probably need to be certified. But for makeup, for example, I would say that they should learn under somebody who's doing really well. And, your talent will speak for itself. But it's good to keep learning. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily makeup that they need to get certified in. They might need to get certified in sales. They might need to get certified in, other business aspects. It's not just about the makeup, because you can be a really good makeup artist, but not able to sell yourself and not able to sell your business, not able to keep your books, not able to do, everything else. And a business is a business. It's not only about the talent. So she might need to get certified in that, or she might need to hire someone to be able to take care of those things.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but with small businesses now, and back to the moi moi seller that you just used as an example, how easy is it to get a lawyer to help you register and an accountant to help you with your books? These things are sometimes expensive. Yeah. And I think those are some of the costs that just make people feel like, you know what, I don't think I'm going to do this. So what should people like that be doing?
It's a bit dicey. So I feel like if you don't invest in your business, it's not going to grow, right? but you might not have money to invest in the business in the beginning. So that's why I say the starting small. But you need to be very frugal and you need to save. Because if you know that, okay, this is how much I need to register my business, how much I need to sell for now to be able to make that money to, because we're not thinking holistically like that. It's just, okay, I've sold and I need to take the money to buy something here. You shouldn't mix business funds with your personal funds.
Right.
And you might need to cut back on a lot of things initially. So, the corn that you would buy on the roadside and things like that, you need to cut down and then plan accordingly. Okay, this is what I need for the first stage. I need to register. I need 25K. I think it's 25K if you use a lawyer. But you can actually go to, I remember where it is. Yes, and go and register yourself. It might be a bit more cumbersome, but they'll tell you exactly what you need to provide. And it's cheap. I think it's 10K if you go yourself or something like that. Yeah, so, but it depends on what you want to do and how far you're willing to be inconvenienced, kind of thing. Yeah. So I would advise that they just plan their finances according to what they need.
Okay.
And grow
there also seems to be a lot of pressure on people to quit their jobs and focus solely on the passion. What's your take on that?
I think people should stay in their jobs. Stay till. So what I did with my photography, to be very honest, is that I was doing it on the side while I was at Ericsson. And then there was a month where I made the same amount of money with my photography as with my salary. Oh. And that was the deciding month for me. I was like, you know what, I was surviving on my salary before this, so I can go back to just surviving on the earnings from the photography. But we also have to remember that when you start entrepreneurship, it's going to be up and down. So you're not going to have the same clients every month. So I might not make that same 250 the next month. But for me, it was just a show of, okay, I can actually make more than I had in my business. But I would not have left if it wasn't supporting me solely. Yeah, I think that people can do it on the side for as long as they can.
You know how they say one person will have to suffer, like a wife and a girlfriend.
I know. So at that point is where they marry. So at that point where you know that you're making enough money from your side business, I think that's when you should leave. Except you already had so another way to do it is to actually save your salary. So save enough for that would help you survive for maybe 6 to 8 months without any stress. And even if your business is not making any money, you have those savings. So plan maybe a year, give it a year, and say I'm going to save this much, and then I can live off my savings while I do my side business. Yeah.
So what are 5 tips for startups?
5 tips.
Yeah.
So the first would be to get registered.
Yeah.
The second would be, let me think. Your talent is not enough. You need to know, like I said, you need to know more. You need to know about sales. You need to know about marketing. So, as much as you can. There's so many YouTube videos. There's so many Instagram workshops, webinars. We have free webinars that you can actually sign up to learn as much as you can on how to grow your business. I would say that you should find somebody in the same industry as you who's willing to carry you along and to help you grow. That might be difficult, and Nigeria, people don't like to share information. I don't know why, because nobody can take, you as a person, who you are. But find a mentor, find somebody who's going to help you to grow. I would also say that they should not leave their jobs. So they should stay, and then until the business is able to relatively sustain itself before you move on. And then finally, I would say with social media, to use that, it's a free avenue to expose your business.
Right.
So you started a business, but nobody knows about it. You need to find a way for people to know about it. So social media is a very good way to get your business out, exactly.
Interesting. And what's the big picture for 6 Weeks to start?
So soon we're going to be having a startup workshop for women who are thinking of starting or have just started and are just looking for more information, looking for resources. And so we're having that in September on the 16th. Okay. And I hope to have more and more workshops and bigger events so that women who are, entrepreneurs have a community of women that they can also interact with, and all this sharing we'll start
information
facilitating
and all
that. Exactly.
That's interesting because we're going to be having our next segment, Our Take, and we're going to be talking about women in business, the challenges they face, all of that. But thank you so much for being here. That was very insightful. Thank you. And it's time now for another short break. When we come back, we'll be having Our Take. We'll be talking about women in business. Stay tuned.